And then there's Candace Parker, a legend in the WNBA, who now on her podcast peeled back the curtain in a compare and contrast between Adam Silver and Cathy Engelbert. And I'm like, uh-oh, this is not going to go well for Cathy. And it doesn't go well for Cathy. And it might be sort of the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
Candace Parker just dropped a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through the entire WNBA. Everyone thought leadership was the topic, but she turned her podcast into a brutal reality check for Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Was Candace out of line, or was she just saying what every player secretly feels? Get ready, because this could completely rewrite the future of women's basketball. It all kicked off when Candace, a literal legend, compared NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to our own Cathy Engelbert. And let me tell you, Cathy did not come out looking good. Candace shared simple stories, but they spoke volumes. Adam Silver personally texted her to congratulate her on her broadcasting deal, sent a message and even a gift for her third child, and reached out again when she retired, thanking her for her impact.
What was interesting was the amount of players that came to the defense of Fee and the crickets that came to the defense of Cathy for me. Adam Silver is Cathy's boss, and he is the commissioner of the NBA. I signed a deal with Amazon to broadcast for Amazon. I got a text from Adam Silver saying congratulations. I had my third child. I got a text from Adam Silver about my third child. Now, whether this is Adam or his assistant, somebody from the league office is reaching out to me. I got a baby gift for my third child. I get a Christmas gift from Adam Silver every year. I retired. Adam Silver sent me a text message that basically congratulated me on my career and how much I've done for the women's game, and he looked forward to how much I'm going to do from the sideline. I have not heard from Cathy. I saw Cathy in Phoenix after I had been retired for 4 months at Phoenix All-Star Game, and she said congratulations in person. And that was the only time. And so you've heard other players, Sabrina Ionescu alluded to this, I have a better relationship with Adam Silver than I do Cathy. My 2 jersey retirements, there was no Cathy.
Yeah.
So I think that Adam Silver understands the process. I don't know if he understood that Cathy was not doing that either.
Then came the mic drop. I've never gotten that kind of message or anything close from Cathy Engelbert. Ouch. This wasn't some random player venting. This was Candace Parker, a Hall of Famer, a 2-time MVP, and one of the driving forces behind the WNBA's current surge in popularity. When a voice like hers speaks, the entire league stops to listen, and her calm delivery made it sting even more. She wasn't just talking about gifts, she was talking about respect, connection, and the absolute necessity for leadership to build relationships. The NBA's success, Candace argued, is built on leaders understanding that players are the product, fostering connections and investing in them. Cathy, on the other hand, seems to be treating her biggest stars like strangers.
Very clear that the women in this league expect this kind of thing. Should they? That's another argument. Maybe not, but the problem is when the commissioner of another league is fulfilling a role and your actual commissioner is not, that's where the perception is all jacked up. And it causes a real problem here.
And it gets even crazier. Candace revealed that Sabrina Ionescu and Elena Della Donne have had identical experiences, confessing they have better relationships with Adam Silver than with Cathy. Seriously, the NBA commissioner has more contact with WNBA stars than their own boss? That's like your boss never checking in, but the CEO of another company sends you holiday cards every year. It's an absolute disaster for the league's image. Candace recounted receiving yearly gifts and thoughtful messages from Adam Silver, while Cathy remained silent, even during monumental career moments like retirements. She dramatically recalled her own retirement, receiving a personal text from Adam, while Cathy offered a dismissive congratulations months later at the All-Star Game.
That's big. I mean, look, and obviously, Adam's only going to do that for, I'm sure, certain players, right, of a certain stature level. But he was aware enough to know that Candace Parker was one of the greatest players they ever had in the league and made a point to have some kind of relationship. Again, she even acknowledged some of that might have been an assistant. But he was aware of what was going on and made a point to say, hey.
The same story echoed from Elena Della Donne and Sabrina Ionescu regarding their retirements and major milestones. A clear, undeniable pattern is emerging, and it's a devastating indictment of Cathy's leadership. Even if she didn't intend it, perception is everything, and the perception is that the commissioner is disconnected and absent. With only 144 players, building personal relationships with the top stars should be a no-brainer. Adam Silver manages 450-plus players and still finds the time. What's Cathy's excuse? This isn't even the first time Cathy has faced serious criticism. Just weeks ago, Nia Coffey blasted her for implying Caitlin Clark should be grateful for the WNBA platform, a comment Cathy denied but which damaged her reputation. Now Candace's bombshell comments are piling on, making it strike two for Cathy. This is far beyond a minor complaint. It's the league's most respected voice declaring, "Our commissioner doesn't care about us."
It's not a good look. It's not. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was commissioner, yeah, you best believe I'm going to have some kind of a back and forth with at least my top 10%.
And it gets worse. Candace's scathing remarks dropped smack in the middle of escalating player frustrations regarding the upcoming collective bargaining agreement. With players already unhappy about salaries, travel, and decision-making, add a disconnected commissioner to the mix and you've got a recipe for absolute chaos. Even Adam Silver himself has acknowledged that the WNBA's issues extend beyond money, stating there are relationship issues that need to be fixed. That's corporate speak for, the players don't trust the boss. And Candace just confirmed it. She declared the league is missing alignment, a word that's crucial in sports, meaning everyone from players to management is on the same page. Candace made it brutally clear that alignment is gone, and it starts at the top. Let's be real. Cathy Engelbert is a skilled businesswoman. Coming from a massive corporation, she knows how to run a company. But a league isn't just a company. It's a community built on relationships and emotion, and that's where she's failing spectacularly. Players like Candace aren't looking for corporate buzzwords. They want a leader who understands the player experience, who shows up, who celebrates them. Candace isn't asking for special treatment. She's asking for the basic respect that's standard in the NBA. Adam Silver's texts aren't mandatory. They're a sign of awareness and connection. Cathy's silence screams detachment. And the difference between awareness and detachment is the difference between loyalty and resentment. Candace dropped the ultimate mic drop. "I have a better relationship with Adam Silver than I do with my own commissioner." This single line could be the nail in Cathy's coffin, because once players unite around that sentiment, it's game over. You can't lead people who don't trust you, especially when they have podcasts and millions of followers. The WNBA's biggest stars are publicly broadcasting their disbelief in their leadership. Candace didn't even need to demand Cathy's resignation. Her words did it for her. This isn't some spur-of-the-moment outburst. This is a slow burn, a boiling point reached. For years, players have felt Cathy was more focused on corporate sponsors than player connections. Now, with athletes wielding direct voices through social media, that frustration is exploding publicly. It's no longer whispers, it's front-page news, and Candace's immaculate reputation makes it impossible to dismiss her claims. When a player with 2 decades of respect states the commissioner is out of touch, people listen, especially when joined by legends like Sabrina and Elena, and even Nia Coffey's prior accusations. So where does this leave Cathy Engelbert? She's staring down a catastrophic perception crisis. Even if she tries to salvage it, the damage might be permanent. In sports, perception is everything. Once fans and players believe you're disconnected, winning them back is a near impossibility, and that's precisely the hole Cathy is in. Candace didn't attack Cathy's character or work ethic. She attacked her connection, and that's a death sentence for a sports leader. When the people you lead don't feel seen, they stop following. And that's the trajectory the WNBA is on. So now that Candace has spoken the undeniable truth, let's talk bigger picture. This isn't just about one commissioner, it's about how bad leadership can derail momentum for a league finally hitting its stride. The WNBA is experiencing its biggest moment ever, with record ticket sales, viewership, and social media buzz, largely thanks to stars like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, Angel Reese, and yes, Candace Parker herself. But instead of riding this wave, Cathy Engelbert seems to be actively sinking it. Her silence on major issues has been deafening. Fans noticed it during the Caitlin Clark controversy when the league failed to defend her against dirty fouls. Then she went silent again when players started calling out inconsistent refereeing. Every time a crisis hits, Cathy disappears. It's becoming her signature move. That's why Candace's comments hit so hard. They confirmed what everyone was already thinking. The WNBA's biggest problem isn't exposure or money, it's leadership. Even Adam Silver has noticed, stating the tension between players and the league has become personal. When your boss's boss is pointing that out publicly, you know things are bad. And let's not forget, the players aren't just complaining, they're offering solutions. Candace literally handed Cathy the blueprint on that podcast. Follow the NBA's example. Build relationships, recognize your stars, treat players like partners, not pawns. These 3 steps alone could fundamentally transform the league's entire vibe. But instead, Cathy has constructed a fortress between herself and her players. Candace is absolutely right. Small gestures matter immensely. Adam Silver sending a baby gift or a congratulatory text might seem trivial, but it builds invaluable goodwill, making players feel valued beyond their stats. Cathy, conversely, has offered nothing of that personal connection. You'd think she'd reach out to Candace Parker, a player who has literally shaped the WNBA for 2 decades, but she didn't, and that silence speaks volumes. It's like a teacher skipping their students' graduation. Sure, they graduate, but the moment feels hollow. Candace's story unequivocally proves one thing: the WNBA has outgrown Cathy Engelbert's leadership style. She arrived as a corporate reformer, fixated on partnerships and brand growth, and yes, she's had some successes. But the league has evolved. It's emotional, it's personal, and it's driven by players with massive public platforms. You cannot lead that kind of movement with spreadsheets and quarterly reports. You lead it by being present. That's what Adam Silver grasps, and Cathy clearly doesn't. Even when Adam has difficult conversations, players respect him because he's accessible. Cathy, not so much. Players don't even know what she stands for anymore. And now that Candace, one of the most respected voices in the sport, has articulated it so plainly, that disconnect is impossible to conceal. This might honestly be the beginning of the END for Cathy Engelbert as WNBA commissioner. Because here's what's almost certainly coming next: more players will speak up. Once one legend breaks the dam, the rest will follow. Prepare for names like Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, and Skylar Diggins-Smith to start sharing eerily similar stories. Once that happens, it's over. Owners and sponsors will lose faith, and Adam Silver will be forced to intervene. And honestly, that might be a blessing. The WNBA is finally getting the spotlight it deserves, but it needs a leader who can handle it. Someone who understands that connecting with players is just as critical as boosting profits. Candace Parker didn't attack Cathy Engelbert for drama. She did it to force a conversation that's been brewing for far too long. Because if players don't feel seen, appreciated, or respected, they won't give their all, and fans will notice. Candace's calm demeanor amplified her words, making them even more powerful. She didn't need to shout or accuse, she simply presented the facts and let the truth resonate. And that's why it hit so hard. So when future documentaries dissect this pivotal moment in WNBA history, don't be shocked if they pinpoint it all back to Candace Parker's podcast call-out of Cathy Engelbert. Because in that instant, the power dynamic shifted. Players stopped waiting for Cathy to connect and started demanding a commissioner who actually listens. So there you have it. Candace Parker didn't rant or rave, but her honest, measured words may have just sealed Cathy Engelbert's fate at the top. What do you think? Should Adam Silver step in, or can Cathy salvage this? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe for more insane sports takes.